This video is to walk you through the steps for taking oil samples. You can see I've already got stuff hooked up and ready there, similar hookup to when you're adding oil to the compressors. Now, before taking oil samples, you want to have the compressors run quite recently. So you can see here I'm switching which compressor is running because I had compressor 2 running in preparation from taking the oil sample from compressor 2. You want the oil to be, well mixed and not having stuff sitting. Make sure that whatever's in the oil actually comes out in the sample that you're taking. You can see I just swapped over from compressor 2 to compressor 1. Compressor 1's ramping up, and I locked out compressor 2, putting the tag over it. So this bucket is basically going to be used to catch the initial purge of oil. I want to basically remove what is in the little neck right here where the oil is going to come out. Right now you can see I'm loosening off. This is the packing nut that seals that to make sure no ammonia is able to escape. Should really get a proper box wrench for this. So you can see as soon as I crack that, you got oil flowing, so you need to be really ready to make sure you can control the flow of it, and you only want it to be limited. So you can see right now I'm tapering it down, basically closing that valve some in order to get just sort of the right amount of flow. You can see it's like almost like a fast drip is kind of the rate of flow, and you just need to be very well set up and have everything in place and ready to do this in order to not make a mess. It's also important to, you can see at the start of the video I put my ammonia mask on. Guarantee you most refrigeration techs are not going to put an ammonia mask on for this, but it's just, you always want to have it on so that you're ready for worst case scenario. If you were to completely mess things up, you're always going to walk away from whatever you're doing if you've got a mask on. So you can see I've got the bottle filled. I'm closing up the valve, and then after I've finished closing the valve off, I'm going to then tighten back up that packing nut. And so that packing nut is what seals that valve to make sure that ammonia isn't going to be able to get through it. And then you need to, let the remainder of the oil drain out of this hose. Put the cap back on. This cap is just another means of making sure that, if any ammonia were to get past that, it's not gonna get further. You don't want to over tighten that too much, just like, lightly snug it up. You can see I pre-labeled the bottles to make sure that there's no chance that I'm going to mix up my samples between compressor 1 and compressor 2. Quite a color difference in the oil there. So here I'm just preparing to catch the little bit that's going to come out of this hose when I disconnect it, because there's still going to be oil in there, and it's best to do whatever you can to keep it off the floor. So you can see I've kind of got something to catch the oil on both ends, and it's a little awkward to do this while trying to record and capture clear video of it all, but this gives you at least a good sense of what you want to do in order to take oil samples that are, clean and accurate samples. These hoses, after taking a sample, you can see I'm moving it over so that I can hang the hose to drain. So whenever finished with these hoses, whether it's from adding oil or removing oil, you always want to drain them out as much as possible before hanging them over the garbage can. And you can see I've even got a plastic lid in here to help catch some of these drips as it drains out. And then this oil that you end up with, you want to take this oil every once in a while over to the solid waste, not the solid waste services, the Elk Run Boulevard location. There's a big oil drum there that all this used oil can get added to. And there's another video where I show what you need to do when shipping these oil samples, but the most important thing when shipping them is to really make sure they're very well packaged. Put them in a Ziploc bag. Protect the lid. Those caps are fragile, so protect those caps really well with bubble wrap. Put it in cardboard. Put the cardboard in more bubble wrap. Like, it has to be very well sealed up, very well packaged. If that oil sample were to get damaged in transit, they'd end up with oil all over a conveyor belt or something like that in the shipping facility. So that gives you the rough rundown, and I hope that's helpful.